All right, guys, welcome back to an episode of the Geeks and Greeks podcast, where we bring you the latest and greatest sports and news information from around the world. I'm Adam.
I'm Tom.
I'm Pete. And in this episode, we got QB Survivor, winners and losers for Week 11, our predictions for Week 12,
and Geeks and Greeks news for Wednesday, November 19th, 2025.
So grab your favorite team's jerseys, settle in with some snacks, and let's get ready for a fun-filled ride through the world of sports.
And here we go.
All right. How was your week, guys?
Not bad, I actually,
yeah, it's one of those weeks.
I took 3 days off work this week, so I'm
today, just 3 days
chilling.
off today, huh?
No, this week. Sorry. Well, I mean, kind of, because we're recording on Wednesday, and I'm off from Wednesday to Friday. So, and we publish on Friday, so it's like 3 days in one day.
Vacation.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, what about you guys?
I mean, this is one of those weird weeks for me where work's been, for me at least, has been kind of a little bit slower because I'm finishing up a lot of projects. So, I'm finishing up stuff, waiting for new stuff to pop up, which it's always going to. So, I've just got to wait till the new stuff pops up and kind of just catch up on some older things that have just been kind of sitting idle for a little bit. So, but school is finishing up at least this session, and then I got another class starting on Monday, which is always fun. So I'll have a class running through the holiday season. So I get to run the gauntlet of doing holiday season plus a class at the same time.
Nice.
For us, we have an audit on a project that was done and completed about 5 years before I was hired. And the person involved in that project has long since retired. So now we have to start scraping through all the files, finding any information we can on this project, and try to puzzle something together. And it just is awful how bad bookkeeping was done back then.
It's true, man.
It's funny. It's one of those things where I find that even bookkeeping just 2 years ago is you look at it and it's why did we do stuff this way? And it's not even that long ago. Just 2 years ago, you just look at stuff and it's what were we thinking? Seriously.
There's an expression that 6 months separated from a project, it might as well have been done by a completely different person.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But that moves us into QB Survivor.
And now it's time for QB Survivor.
QB Survivor, where every week we choose a quarterback to eliminate until the end of the regular season, where we find out who is the QB Survivor. Adam, who are you giving your immunity to?
Man, I don't know. We had quite a number of guys that had bad weeks this week.
Yeah.
I feel almost the entire league this entire league this week ran through the running backs. With no pun intended. Just about every quarterback this week had a bad week. It was so weird. I think the guy that I'm going to give mine to, and it feels so weird because they're playing a team that's not great, but I'm going to give mine to Lamar Jackson this week. And
yeah.
I know it feels weird because Cleveland's offense is so bad, but that defense is just so freaking good that they can take one of the best quarterbacks in the league and make him look like just trash. It's so weird. 193 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks, and 5 sacks for a 25.7 QBR. Like, that's gross. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is probably Lamar's worst game as a professional quarterback in the NFL, which is saying something.
Yeah, it
And
definitely.
so, no, that's and just like I said. I mean, uh, I feel like I had like almost like my pick of whoever I wanted to save this week. To be honest with you,
It definitely felt like Lamar had some rust that he needed to knock off from when he was out.
so
All
what
right.
about you, Pete?
So I gotta say, I was really, really tempted to do a homer pick 2 weeks in a row, but I decided I couldn't do that. So I go for my man, Sam Darnold.
Dang
He had a
it!
bad game this week. Sorry, dude. I mean, I think 44 passing attempts is probably too many. That's probably part of what the problem is. But no touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He had a bad game. He deserves it. I think he's earned our respect enough for at least one bad week.
Yeah,
We'll see where he's got.
I think that's fair. And the sad part is the 4 interceptions came by the third quarter too.
I know. Oh,
Like,
I jumped out of bed this morning. Like, yeah, today's the day I get to put Sam Darnold on the chopping block. That guy is gone. But
I
no,
love
If it makes-
squashing
if
your
it-
dreams.
if it makes you feel any better, Tom, he was number 2 on my immunity list, so he was attempting to save.
That's funny. Lamar Jackson was my number 2 on save list. Either way, we were going Sam Darnold,
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, because you're right, Pete. I mean, he's earned at least a week of saving, and so
fine.
who's your number 3, Tom?
Patrick Mahomes.
All right.
He lost to Denver. Now, if you
Yep.
would have said that to me before the season started, I wouldn't have believed it. But with the way the way the Broncos have been playing, the way the Chiefs have been playing, the fact that this came to a 3-point game, it's about what it should be. Mahomes had 1 interception and 3 sacks, but a decent passer rating. So I think he's starting to come around, but he's not quite there yet. So I'm going to give Mahomes another week to figure out if he wants to really try this season.
I mean, I'll
City-
give you that, man. But the
Yeah.
Chiefs are weird. If the season ended today, the Chiefs wouldn't make the playoffs.
Nope.
Like,
Yeah.
that's just nuts.
Same with Baltimore.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
it's crazy.
are we seeing what the Chiefs would be if the refs didn't call games for them?
I mean, maybe. Because, think about how many close games they usually win, and they're losing those games this year for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, like we saw last year, how many games did they win by a field goal or less last year?
yeah.
Right?
This is what that should like. Well, this is what that would look like. And how many times did we see the refs bail them out last year?
I remember
This is the opposite of that.
last year it was less than 3 games were won by double digits all season.
I think there was less than 3 games that were won by more than a touchdown. Not even double digits. It was less than a touchdown.
That might
like
be
more than
right.
just even a touchdown. Like, I mean, this is what should have honestly probably happened last year, to be honest with you, or a lot closer. But yeah, I mean, it's weird. I mean, I'm not saying that obviously Mahomes isn't cooked. He's not done, obviously, for any reason. But this Chiefs team is weird. I know they're getting guys back and they're kind of still working into what they're going to be. But honestly, I think part of it, I think Kelsey's needs to just go. I think Kelsey's a big problem on this team. I think he's already got 1 foot out the door, and I don't think he should have came back for this season. And I think possibly Chris Jones on the defense might also be done too. But
Yeah.
who knows? Kelsey for sure to me, I think needs to be out. If he's going to come back, they need to either release him or trade him, because I don't think he's really helping this team anymore.
No, he won't let him trade him. If they try to trade him, he'll just quit outright.
Well, I mean,
That's
at his age, it's not called quitting; it's called retiring.
Yeah. Sorry.
So, I mean, it's honestly probably better for him. Like I said, he hasn't played well at all this year. He's played really bad.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a couple of plays here and there, maybe a game that he put together, but nothing of note. He's definitely not the Kelsey of old.
Well, even for regular tight end standards, he hasn't played well. Like, not even by Kelsey standards, just by tight end standards, he hasn't been playing well.
But Adam, who are you nominating for elimination?
All right. Well, I am going to have to put old man Stafford up for elimination.
Oh. All right.
So even though they won this game, he had 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Granted, no interceptions or sacks, but still, his QBR was only 13 points higher than Sam Darnold's. He played terribly too in this game. Like, I mean, this game, honestly, I think kind of showed his age, and him and Darnold didn't look that different in this game, to be honest with you. The defense on both sides looked pretty good. So, I mean, Stafford, even though they won by 2, and he wasn't a huge reason because of it. So,
quick question. Matt Stafford has already been eliminated in week 6.
Okay.
So
pivot. In that case, we're going to go with Justin Herbert.
Okay. He's on my list.
Who also had a really bad game. He was my number 3. He had 81 yards for no interceptions, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 2 sacks, and a 17 QBR.
Abysmal.
So, just probably why Trey Lance came in.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I heard Herbert was being evaluated for a concussion, so he came out. That's why he came out of the game, but I don't know. I don't think that stat line's really excusable. Like, especially if he continued to play after the concussion. My understanding was like in the first quarter, he got evaluated. And so either they shouldn't have put him back in or he had a bad game. So I agree. He was actually my number 1 pick, actually.
I don't know what's worse. Either saying that he had a concussion and they didn't know it, or the stat line, and you played a full game, then you were okay.
Yeah.
All right, Pete, who are you nominating for the chopping block?
All right, so I know that I said I was going to not do a homer pick for saves, but I am going to put up Jared Goff for elimination despite him playing the Eagles. So that feels a little homerish, but that's where it is. And I get it. Like, the Eagles defense were playing out of their minds in this game. But did you guys watch this? I mean, Jared Goff looks so bad under pressure. He was just like, oh, look, I see blue that way. I'll just throw the ball up and hope that someone comes down with it. And then it just lands in the open field where it's not near anyone. And for some reason, it's not natural grounding. I don't understand that rule. But at the same time, he looked terrible. And I think he had a worse game than his stat line really showed. So I'd say this was pretty bad time for him to get out.
Of like the starting quarterbacks for this week, he had the worst QBR of anybody. The only person that had a lower QBR was Shador, who came in because Dylan Gabriel got hurt. Like, Goff's QBR was 9.5, and Shador's was like, I think, a 2.5 or 3.5. But again, it's only because he came in because he got hurt.
He's getting the start next week, though.
He is getting the start against Vegas, and it's great because it's against Vegas. So we get to see a full week of practice and like a full game of Shador Sanders against a really bad team.
Right? Yeah.
So I kind of want to watch this game, honestly.
It kind of makes
it's prime time.
It kind of makes me think that it's going to be like a high school game where it's like they're trying really hard, so you can't really tear them apart.
No, they're professionals, Tom. I can tear them apart.
Yeah.
They get paid millions of dollars to do that. High school professionals or high school athletes are doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah. I mean, this is the start. I mean, at this point, Shador's probably going to start the rest of the season. So we'll see what happens. I mean, now it's time for him to put up or shut up. Literally, it's time for him he's got to produce for everything that he said and has talked about throughout the season and everything. He's got to produce something. Has to.
But for my nomination, Shedeur Sanders was bad, but because of circumstance, one quarterback on the island was worse. CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
You talked me out of it last week. No, not again. Best ability is availability, and you don't have it.
It's only because you couldn't put up Sam Darnold, isn't it?
Yeah, because you took him.
I mean, to be fair, CJ Stroud was my number 4 emergency pick in case everything was gone. So I get it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but he is supposed to play this week, so
I've heard it.
we'll see.
I've heard it before, and it's all
Liar!
so. All right, Adam, who are you voting off the island? And you can't pick Justin Herbert.
So I'm torn. Like, Goff had a really, really bad week, but Stroud is having issues with concussions. He hasn't played for 2 weeks. I'm probably going to vote CJ Stroud just because Jared Goff ran into the insane buzzsaw that is right now the Eagles defense. And I think at this point, just about any quarterback's going to look like a high schooler compared to that defense right now. So I'll give Goff a pass right now, and I'm going to vote for CJ Stroud.
All right, Pete, who are you voting for? And you can't pick Jared Goff.
So, I mean, part of me really wants to pick CJ Stroud, but he was my number 4 for a reason. Like, I really think Justin Herbert had a terrible game. He was my number 1 for a reason. I think I'm going to have to pick Justin Herbert.
Oh, crap.
Fair.
Sorry, man.
No. All right. Give me a second here. I did not prepare for this eventuality. Where's the wheel? There it is.
RN Jesus.
Because
It's getting tight, man. It's hard to decide sometimes between these quarterbacks.
Well, it also doesn't help that, like I said, like almost the entire league's quarterbacks had terrible games.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, CJ Stroud was my number 1, Jared Goff number 2. So yeah, you went up against Philly. So have a lot of teams. You'll look like garbage. A lot of quarterbacks went up against Philly and they didn't look like that.
That's fair.
Hell, Philly's quarterback looks like garbage when he plays in Philly.
I mean, that's also fair. I don't know what's going on with our quarterback right now.
That's something we got to talk.
He's working on some issues. I'll get him through
You know it's bad when like the team is like, dude, throw the ball.
I know. And like, he can't hit the broadside of a barn. He's just overthrowing them. He's underthrowing them. And
Especially when the weird part is like, what, 4 weeks ago, he looked absolutely amazing.
he had that perfect passer rating game. Yeah.
Like,
it was amazing.
He looked great for like 2-3 weeks. Like, absolutely phenomenal. Like, yeah, it would be like, I can't say shit about him. And now it's like, what happened? Did the Monstars come down and take all of his football talent? Like, I feel like that's what we just saw. Like, he just like lost all of his football talent.
Oh, I don't know, but he better figure his shit out by Sunday.
Maybe we should eliminate him. Now give him his talent back.
I know. I was tempted, honestly.
It worked last year.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wheel of morality. Turn.
All right. So Jared Goff, CJ Stroud, and Justin Herbert. Tiebreaker is
CJ.
Hey, CJ. Don't blame us. It was RN Jesus.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yep.
Like I said, it's been 2 weeks, and they're saying they were saying that. Yeah. Like I said, they were saying he's supposed to play this week, but they've also got the Thursday night game. So he might play Thursday. Thursday is always one of those things where you never quite know. So, but hey, I will say this: they've won the last 2 weeks with Davis Mills. So,
but CJ Stroud, gotta say, you're off the island.
Deadpool would be proud of you, Tom.
I know. But that brings us to winners and losers.
It's time for winners and losers.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
You are one pathetic loser.
Winners and losers, where we here at the Geeks and Greeks podcast predict a team to win and a team to lose next week. We can only choose a team once in the year, and at the end of the year, whoever has the most points wins. This year, we're turning up the difficulty with the rule that both the winner and the loser must be from the same division, and as always, the winner and loser must be from 2 different games. Last week, Adam went with the NFC West, taking the 49ers over the Cardinals. Absolutely. In a blowout, 41-22. Crushed it. And taking the Rams to lose to the Seahawks. Unfortunately, the Rams were able to take this one 21-19. Tight game.
But they did not cover that spread.
Nope.
No.
Pete went with the AFC North, taking the Steelers to win over the Bengals. Sure did, 34-12.
Yes, sir.
My favorite part of this game was just before half when Darnell Washington, a tight end for the Steelers, made a run where he knocked over 3 Bengals defenders like they were 50-pound practice dummies. It was like Cam Scattaboo was 265 pounds of muscle. It was hilarious.
You know, it's kind of funny because like we saw this game on Thursday Night Football in Cincinnati, like 4 weeks ago, and it was amazing. And this was just a steamrolling. Like the Bengals never had a prayer.
Nope. Pete also took the Browns to lose to the Ravens. Yep, 23-16. Much tighter than I thought it would be, but a win's a win.
Yeah.
Going into the fourth quarter, the Ravens were down by 6 and scored 13 unanswered points to pull ahead. You can't do this to me. My heart.
That's that Cleveland loser mentality for you. Been around since the 50s.
Yeah.
I went with the NFC East, taking the Cowboys to win over the Raiders. Yeah, they did. Cowboys take it 33-16.
Boy, howdy.
And in my NFC East love, I also took the Giants to lose to the Packers. Yeah, but this was much tighter game than I was expecting. This was back and forth all the way, never more than 7 points apart. It was killer.
Man, Jameis Winston actually looked pretty good, too.
Yeah. It was weird rooting for the Giants for a change.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, in watching this game and watching Jameis Winston play, I'm watching this and just thinking, Russell Wilson has to retire at this point. Like the last time we saw him throw, he spiked the ball 5 yards on a 15-yard pass and spiked it 5 yards out. Dude can't even throw a 15-yard pass anymore.
Yeah.
And he was the starter at the beginning of the season. Like,
I mean, I think that goes to show you like the Giants' ability to evaluate talent.
Yeah.
Because why was he the starter at the beginning of the season?
I mean, I guess when you look at week 2 when the Giants played Dallas, Russell Wilson looked like prime Russell Wilson.
I mean, that's fair.
So it's hard to say something about that one, but like in general, it's just like Russ has to retire, man. No one's going to play. Not even I wouldn't even sign him for a backup QB at that point. I'd sign him maybe for a third string. And pray to God he never has. And pray to God he never has to actually go in.
Yeah.
You know what's truly terrifying is if you would have asked me 4 years ago if Russell Wilson was going into the Hall of Fame, I would have said definitively yes. Maybe not first ballot, but definitely second, third, or fourth. I'm not so sure anymore.
Nah, I bet he still goes.
I mean, you have to remember that, like, they force you to wait the 4 years, and part of that is so recency bias kind of fades, and they'll forget about his time with the Giants.
Yeah, I think he'll still go. He does have 10 Pro Bowls. He's got the Super Bowl. Yeah. His biggest knock against him is he never made like the AP first or second team. But when you also look at the quarterbacks playing at the same time, kind of makes sense as to why.
Yeah. Stiff competition will do that to you.
Yeah, I mean, Eli never made AP first or second team either, and he still somehow made the Hall of Fame.
Have they come out with the list yet?
Yeah, I think so because they said Vinatieri made the Hall of Fame. So I thought so. Maybe I was wrong, but I thought I could be wrong about that. But I thought they've released the list on who made it and who didn't. But I could very easily be wrong about that.
My news feeds have failed me. But once again, Adam and I are tied at 13 with Pete waiting to pounce at 10. Pete, what division are you taking in week 12? But I am predicting that all three of us are going to go with the same cardinal direction. And two of us are going to have the same division, but different teams. The Nostradamus has spoken.
Nostradamus has spoken.
All right. Go. So, Pete, what division are you taking in week 12?
Well, I stumbled upon some good fortune, so I wonder if it lines up with Tom's thinking. Because I happen to be able to pick with two of the biggest spreads of the week. I am going to be picking the AFC North this week.
Okay.
Sounds like Nostradamus is feeling correct.
Correct.
So to begin with, we got the Cincinnati Bengals are 8-point dogs against the New England Patriots.
As they should be.
So I got them losing. And the biggest spread of the week, 13.5-point favorites, the Baltimore Ravens over the New York Jets. I will take both of those locked up, and I hope y'all stumble while you're making your picks. And maybe I'll get a little closer.
All right, Adam, who are you taking? What division are you taking in week 12?
Well, Nostradamus's prediction is coming correct because I am also taking the AFC North.
Correct.
Great.
This is funny because for my losing team, I am also picking the Cincinnati Bengals to lose, which I find very odd that the line is an even 8 points. Vegas never does an even 8 points like that. That was a really, really odd line for that. I just want to point that out.
And it's a weird number to be even at. Like, I could see an even 7 points.
Maybe that's why 8 was the even, because it's a very odd number to get to for football.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, try to get to 8. You have to make a conscious effort to do that. But my winner is not the same one. This one's going to be interesting. So my winner is a very narrow 3.5-point underdog of the Cleveland Browns beating the Las Vegas Raiders.
Wow. All right.
So that is my winners and losers. And when I was looking at it, it's because it was honestly, of the teams and divisions I had left, this was honestly the best odds I had. Because the rest were actually worse, unless they were on the bye.
All right.
Which means Tom's taking the NFC North.
No, I'm actually also going AFC North.
Hey, we all took the same division.
Look at that.
I am taking the at-home Ravens to win over the Jets.
So you guys took the same game.
And I also took the Browns to lose to the Raiders.
So either one of you get, you either both get 1 and, no, one of you has to get 1 and 1.
Yeah.
The other one gets 2. There you go. This is what the game's all about, boys. Picking the opposite sides of the game.
Yeah, it is. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, I got to admit the Browns Raiders was a coin toss, but I have very little faith in the Raiders. I mean, very little faith in the Browns, rather. And I'm hoping that the home field advantage for the Raiders will give them something.
I don't have any faith in either team, but honestly, I have faith in the Browns defense to stop the Raiders offense. And I've also got a little more faith that Shador's going to be playing with something to prove in this game.
Yeah, I also don't have a lot of faith in Shador.
You know what? I mean, I feel like he's got to, like I said earlier, he's got to prove something this week. He has to.
But that moves us into the next segment of our podcast, a word from our sponsor.
Hey guys, what's up? Before we continue our show, I want to talk to you about our new sponsor, Dubby. You ever feel like you need that extra oomph to power through those late night study sessions, clutch those game wins, or finish that epic video edit? I know I do, and I finally found something that actually works without the jitters or the dreaded crash. Let me introduce you to Dubby. That's right guys, we're partnering with Dubby and we're seriously hyped. Dubby is our new go-to energy drink and it is a total game changer. What makes it so different is, first off, and this is huge for me, Dubby has no artificial dyes, plus it's all completely sugar-free, so you don't get that quick energy spike followed by a massive crash, and the taste is absolutely amazing. Dubby comes with a bunch of different flavors, such as tiger's blood, green apple, strawberry pineapple, plus limited time offers that do go quickly. I'm currently obsessed with the tiger's blood myself, but they're all really good. Alright, so how do you get your hands on this stuff? Head on over to dubby.gg and use our code GEEKS10 for 10% off your entire order. That's dubby.gg, dubby.gg. Seriously guys, go give it a try. You won't regret it. We love this product and I'm sure you will too. It's definitely been a game changer for us and I'm stoked to be sharing it with the rest of you. Now, let's go ahead and get back to our show.
That brings us into Geeks and Greeks news. In 2025, 1,695 NFL players responded to the survey. The surveys are voluntary and anonymous, yet the NFL felt that they needed to file a grievance against the Players Association to stop report cards stating the exercise violates the collective bargaining agreement by airing public criticism of teams. Guys are a bunch of babies.
Yeah, I'm so mad about this. They're obviously afraid of something. Like, it's things like the Bengals treating teams' families like shit. And they don't want that to get out. Like, people don't get the option of choosing the team that they're drafted to. So they need to be able to be transparent about everything. Like, I know technically you can refuse a draft pick, but when does it happen? And what does it do to the person's career when they actually do it? Like, it's ridiculous. I think that requiring a transparency of your facilities, the way it's being run, should be required in business. Like, it's just insane. Every company has some level of regulation of their business. And I understand it's making it public, but like, that's the only way these people ever do anything. It's the NFL. Everything's public. Like, transparency is a good thing in these situations. And it's insane because we as a fan base have to support these people. And it's our money really going to support these organizations. And if we find out that our team is like really shitty to families, we don't agree with that, we can stop giving them their money, which is what they don't want to happen. So, like, I don't know. Fuck them and fuck their billion-dollar wallets. That's my opinion.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't know about you, but anytime I've been looking for a job that's not been like, some crappy retail job or something like that, like, an actual career type job, I've kind of done some research on the company that I've been like, going to interview at and, done some research on it. This is no different. Yeah, it's no different. It's the same thing. Now, I will say the only thing that's kind of interesting about this is I think the NFL is the only sports league that does something like this. Like, the NBA doesn't do this, the MLB doesn't do this, and I don't think the NHL does this. So it is interesting that the NFL is the only league that has their players publicly rate and put out what the players actually think about the owners and the teams.
Yeah.
Well,
so that might be something that kind of works against them.
My favorite part about this is that while the results are public, the surveys themselves are anonymous. So I think they might run into a legal loophole with the grievance that no employee is publicly criticizing the team. It's all anonymous. It's all the data is collected and processed and is sent out as a whole. So there might be some legal shenanigans done, which I love because that's my favorite kind of shenanigans. But
It's like they say in Futurama, you are technically correct.
which
The
is
best kind of correct.
Like, I mean, my thing is like, especially if they're the only sports team that does this, like every other sports league should do this.
Yeah.
And if you have a problem with how your team is being displayed in the media, then do better.
Yes.
It's plain and simple. Do better. Yeah. Hire someone who's going to care for these things and pay them just for that and make your place better. It's not hard.
See, with things like this, I want to know specifically who are the owners that had this problem. Because you know it's not all of them. You know it's a certain group of guys that had this issue. Because they're being put in the bad light.
You know what? I have an exact list of the people who are suspected of putting out this grievance. And I mean,
Mike Brown's probably at the top because he's the owner of the Bengals. I would bet he's probably on that list as like being suspected as part of it. Robert Kraft is probably going to be on there too.
Here we are. At the NFL league owners meeting in March, Woody Johnson called the survey
that makes
totally
sense.
bogus and hinted at this violating the CBA, along with Art Rooney of the Steelers, Robert Kraft of the Patriots, Michael Bidwill of the Cardinals, and David Tepper of the Panthers, all of whom received a D or worse in the ownership category.
I'm surprised Mike Brown wasn't on there. But then again, Mike Brown probably doesn't care.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Woody Johnson does not surprise me at all that he's like the head of this thing.
Yeah, when your first name and last name are synonyms for penis, you're not going to have a good time.
Hey man, my name's Peter.
Yeah, but you're not the owner of one of the worst ran organizations in football since the 1960s.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, the Jets are the Jets, man. There's a reason that calling it your Jetsing is, being a failure.
But you want to know what? For all the teams that did well in this survey, I guarantee you this is going into their sales pitch when they're trying to sell their team to an incoming athlete, being like, hey, this is our physical therapy section where it was rated the #1 in the league. You want to come here, right?
We're, by the players, we're one of the top 5 or top 10, training facilities. We treat families the best around here. To me, all it should do is make you want to do better.
Right.
Like that's really what it should do. And the fact that you don't says more about you as a person than it does about anything else.
Right.
So,
and your lack of character.
I don't know how long they've been doing this survey. I really should go back and check, but it also says something about a team that has been bottom of the barrel in a category for consecutive years, and they just refuse to improve the situation. That says a lot about the team.
Right. Exactly.
I remember last year was the first time we really talked about this, and it was because of the podcast. And then this one came out and was like, wow, I remember a lot of these being this bad before. Not much has improved.
Yeah. Oh, apparently it's new. Like it's only been doing it for like 3 years.
Oh.
So like it's brand new. So, but yeah, it's still, I agree though. Depending on how the CBA is worded and everything, we'll see what happens, but I hope that it gets thrown out and the judge just laughs at him. So
you want to hide how bad your team is at XYZ. Okay.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next story in news, Aaron Rodgers has a wrist injury while destroying the Bengals by more than 3 touchdowns. He suffered a wrist injury is all they're saying it. I don't have an update for this. But
I saw it was a fracture, but it's in his left hand. So
they haven't said that Mason Rudolph is starting yet, so I think he's going to try to play.
Yeah, it's his offhand. So
yeah.
They'll just tape it up and wrap it, and he can use it for a club on Sunday, and he'll be fine.
You should bring out his Bengay, just puts it in a big vat of it.
He just has a big wad of tape around his hand.
He just soaks that tape in icy hot and Bengay, so it just soothes it all game. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's Rodgers. I mean, it's also, I'm surprised he's only gotten a wrist injury and hasn't been worse this year, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I hate saying this because he's younger than me, but he is an old man quarterback, and one injury is just going to take him out of the league perma.
I mean, as much as Aaron Rodgers loves his darkness retreats, I'm surprised he trusts what the doctor even says.
Yeah. He just goes out there with an air cast. He's like, I'm fine, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry. It's not broken.
It's not broken. They're
Damn
lying.
Western doctors don't know what they're talking about. I got some Reiki. I'll be fine.
But speaking of being out for the season, Michael Penix Jr. suffered a knee injury in Sunday's game against the Panthers and will be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard this one was a partial ACL tour. Hair.
Yeah, unfortunately, which it sucks. And I mean, he was having a bad year too, so as much as it sucks he's done for the rest of the season, it may be better overall. Like, I mean, the team the team's been so up and down this year. It sucks that he's out. I don't know. Like, we'll see how they look with Kirk O'Chains going out, but like, I mean, they're not making the playoffs. So right now it's like, are we going to race for the bottom and trying to get a better pick? Like, I don't know. And I mean, I think at this point they seem to invest in in the offseason. They need to invest in that line. That offensive line is terrible.
Yeah.
So,
Linemen are becoming more and more important. You can say it.
Yeah.
Moving on to a sport that Pete doesn't care about at all. Aaron Judge beats Cal Raleigh for the AL MVP. Now, to give you context, Jose Ramirez of the Guardians was given the bronze medal and 224 points. Then, with 111 points more at 335, Cal Raleigh of the Mariners got the silver medal. And finally, with 20 points more, Aaron Judge of the Yankees is your 225 AL MVP. That's crazy.
2025?
Yeah, 2025.
Yeah.
How many people vote for MVP in baseball? Like, Jesus.
I don't know.
It's 30, I think.
30.
Is it one person?
Yeah.
Why were the votes in the hundreds then?
Because each vote is worth different points. Aaron Judge.
Right.
Judge got 17 first position votes and 13 second position votes, and Cal Raleigh got 13 and 17 second.
Got it. Makes sense.
This is one of those where it was so close because
Four people.
Yeah, it's hard because it's like both of these guys really deserved it. Cal Raleigh had a historical season where he set records, and usually those guys win the MVP when you set like a record like he did in baseball for most home runs by a catcher and a switch hitting catcher at that. But Judge's numbers, I mean, he had over 1,000 OPS for the season, batting over 300, I think he had 50 home runs. Like, dude was just an absolute monster this year. So it's like, it's really hard to choose. Like, both of them played really, really well this year. I mean, the biggest thing, because it's a regular season award, you can't really take the playoffs into account. So, like, yeah, the Yankees got bounced in the divisional or wild card series, whereas the Mariners made the All-Star championships, ACS, ALCS. But it's like, you really can't take that into account. So it's like, either one deserved it. I really hope that Cal Raleigh was going to win it because fuck the Yankees. But
fuck the Yankees.
It's just like, but Judge is just an absolutely phenomenal player, and he equally deserved it and had just an amazing season as well. So it's hard to argue against it.
On the NL side of the fence, Juan Soto, the guy who got the largest contract in MLB history, got the bronze at 231 points. Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies, got the silver medal
Boo.
with 260 points. And finally, with a unanimous 30 votes in the first position, Shohei Ohtani is your unanimous NL MVP. And
We
totally
really got to
deserved.
teach you how to say his name.
Is it Shohei?
It's Shohei.
Shohei.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani.
It's highway
There you
robbery, man. Kyle Schwarber should have won that hands down. I can't believe anybody voted for something.
Get out of here.
Well,
Tell you what, Schwarber needs to spend all offseason learning how to pitch, and maybe he'd have a chance.
Man.
when Schwarber gets into the 50-50 club, then we'll talk.
With also striking out, 100 plus batters too on top of that.
What was
Oh,
that? He's
man.
the only player in MLB history to strike out 10 people and hit 3 home runs in the same game or some ridiculous thing like that.
I can't wait for the steroid crisis to come out. Like 3-4 years from now, you find out he's just been juicing this entire time.
And you know what? Guess what? I don't care if he is. That makes it even better.
Nah, I wouldn't care either. I would care. I care when they're shaving points off the game, but I don't care.
Yeah. Shaving points is
As
one
long
thing.
as they're willing
Steroids
participants.
steroids in baseball, totally different. That makes it better.
Yeah.
It's not
As long as they're willing participants, not mandatory.
Well, yeah.
it's not going to be steroids. It's going to be like genetic manipulation or some crazy undetectable thing.
I
like
mean, he
that.
is from Japan. I could totally see that happening. 100%.
You ever seen Tour de Pharmacy with John Cena?
I have now.
But his character does like a blood transfusion with a cheetah to try to be faster. There's like, just because I have the blood of a cheetah doesn't make me a cheetah.
Did you sound like Schwarzenegger in the movie too? Because that's what it sounded
No,
like.
so the character that he's playing, they do like a back and forth, or like a then and now. And so John Cena plays the younger version, and Dolph Lundgren plays the
Yep,
old version.
That's what it is.
So after that scene, they cut the Dolph Lundgren, and he's like, "I don't understand. Is it the way I say cheetah or the way I say cheetah?"
Oh, heck. But that's it for Geeks and Greeks news. Adam, take us home.
All right, guys, that'll take us into our final thoughts of the week. What do we have in the wrestling world this week, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the GOAT, John Cena, he won the Intercontinental Championship, which makes him officially having the the Grand Slam.
Grand Slam.
His first time winning the Grand Slam. So there's that. There's the tournament going on to find out who his final winner or final battle is going to be. And everybody who you expect is winning so far, which is really disappointing. And we had a new women's NXT champion, JC Jane. Congratulations to her. And there was one more. We'll go with that.
Wasn't JC Jane a part of the group that was with Mandy Rose when she was in NXT? Was it JC Jane and Gigi Dolan?
Yeah, JC Jane, Gigi Dolan, Mandy Rose were all Toxic Attraction.
Yeah.
Now they're called
Okay.
Fatal Influence. It's the exact same thing, except JC Jane leads it, and it just doesn't hit me the same way. Like JC Jane was the worst.
That was such
one
a
of the
good group. It really
It was, but JC, in my opinion, was the worst of the three, and somehow she's the only one still working.
All right.
I want to give a shout out to Morgan McLean, a cheerleader for the Indianapolis Colts, who made a fan feel truly special. A fan named Mark, who absolutely loves the Colts, got to come out onto the field as part of the Indianapolis School for the Deaf and was greeted by cheerleader Morgan, who happens to know ASL. Morgan and Mark spent about a half an hour just signing each other and just talking. And Morgan introduced Mark to several Colts players, such as Jonathan Taylor, who Mark happened to be wearing his jersey. Needless to say, Mark was impressed. So thank you to Morgan. You are truly a wonderful person.
Very nice. Oh, real
Very
quick, I
nice.
remember the other one. So Tom's favorite wrestler, Becky Lynch, lost her title to
Aw.
Maxine Dupree.
She'll get it back
And Maxine Dupree is now your women's intercontinental champion. So
temporarily, I assure you.
yeah, I can't believe they gave her the belt. It's not going to be for long.
It's weird.
Not unless Becky's pregnant again.
Even if Becky's pregnant again, somebody else will just take it from her.
Yeah.
It's
All
amazing.
right, but
It's amazing. After 10 months, Becky comes back and just says, "You guys are screwing this up. I'm taking it back."
I mean, that's pretty much what happened when she came back.
Yeah, it is pretty much what happened.
I mean, almost word for word, too. I mean, that's the man's. But so I want to give a shout out to it's an article that I found today that I actually shared with the guys earlier. And while it's got nothing to do with sports, I thought this was really cool. But it's Jaden Smith opened a restaurant where paying is optional. And if you're broke, you can eat for free. And if you can afford it, you can help pay for others. And it's a restaurant called the I Love You Restaurant. And it started out as a food truck where people would come, and if they could pay extra to help pay for meals, to help for the homeless in Los Angeles. And it actually got so big, he opened a full service restaurant that is still going, and people will actually come and pay for 2 or 3 meals besides their own. And they actually are helping to feed, a lot of homeless people in the but the area around where it's at on a daily basis, 3 square meals a day. He said from the beginning, the whole point of the restaurant isn't to make money. It's just to help feed people in need because there's so many that can't feed themselves. And that, it's just a really cool thing that to see someone who grew up with money giving back in this kind of a way and not even really doing it and not even using it to just for social media for the, glamour of it, just to do it, just to be a good person and to have one of these types of restaurants that gives back like this to those in need and just to help. And it's just really kind of a cool story that I came across today, and that just wanted to kind of share that and thought that was really cool and really, really awesome. So
yeah, it is very cool.
So good on that for Jaden Smith for that. The son of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. But that is all for today, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode of the Geeks and Greeks podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Geeks and Greeks. Until next time, may the coin toss of life ever be in your favor. Later, guys.
See ya.
Peace.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.